Hey guys, today we are stealing a video idea from Tristan, aka Top Pops. So, let's get started. Does the theme song not play if I don't say my own catchphrase? Okay, got it. Welcome to Teacup for One. My name is Matt and I have 2 degrees, and like I said, friends, today's video is inspired by Tristan, aka Top Pops. And when I say inspired by, I mean he did a really cool video like a week and a bit ago, and it got me to thinking I want to do that exact same video. But then I realized that anyone who watches my channel for the Funko content almost definitely watches Tristan's channel, so like I'm not even gonna pretend that I'm not stealing the idea. I am, because it was a brilliant idea. So, full citation, full credit to Tristan, aka Top Pops. If you're watching my channel and you enjoy Funko content and you're not watching Top Pops, I don't know what's wrong with you. Go subscribe to him. But please still watch my videos. And subscribe to me if you haven't already. For today's video, we are going to be looking at the 10 most valuable Funko Pops in my collection according to the Funko App / Pop price guide for today, February something, 2022. And I'm gonna say right now, the top 10 most valuable figures in my collection, most of them aren't worth a lot in the world of Funko collecting. At least half of the things I'm about to show you do still come in under $100, but I thought this was fascinating because the 10 figures that I'm about to show you are not the 10 that I would have thought would be the most valuable in my collection. And it just goes to show that there's no way to tell what is going to skyrocket in value over any given amount of time. Or if there is, I'm not smart enough to figure out what that is. Okay, anyway, here we go. Matt's top 10 most valuable Funko Pops as of February 2022. Coming in at number 10, kind of. 10th place is actually a 4-way tie between 4 different pops, and I thought about showing all of them to you, but that would be redundant and unnecessary. So I'm going to show you the one that in some ways I think is the coolest. It is the David Rose Chase. So this is David as he appears in the season 2 premiere of Schitt's Creek after he's run away from his family, and then they eventually track him down and he's living in an Amish community, and for some reason he's wearing this incredible hoodie that has a mohawk. This pop is a hot ticket item among Schitt's Creek fans. Schitt's Creek is particularly special to me because I am a Canadian, and just seeing the success that that show had made my heart so happy. So I knew I wanted to get the entire Rose family collection, but I'm not a big enough Schitt's Creek fan that I went out of my way to get the Chase. I just ordered regular David off of Pop in a Box, and it took like almost 6 months for him to restock in their inventory and actually show up. But when he did, it was the Chase. And I cannot express the level of thrill and excitement that comes with getting a Chase variant when you're not expecting it. There are a ton of figures that have Chase variants that I've bought a lot of in the hopes of getting the Chase, or I've gone out of my way to find someone who's selling the Chase specifically. David Rose is a character that I love, but not a character that I loved enough to go out of my way to try to get this. So when it just showed up at random, the way Chase figures are meant to, it was pretty magical. Although I do still need regular David Rose. Anyway, David Rose Chase variant is now trending at $70, which is ridiculous, especially considering that I paid regular retail value for him. So that was amazing. And this is actually something you're going to see as a trend throughout the video, because of my top 10 most valuable pops, pretty well all of them are figures that I bought at retail value or just above retail value because they were characters and sets that I loved, and then just inexplicably, over a year, 2 years later, here we are, and now their value has doubled, in some cases tripled, in one case maybe quadrupled? I don't know, we'll get to there when we get to there. Moving on. Number 9, the Disney Parks exclusive Mickey with Skyliner, which is currently trending at $76. Oh, Canadian. Every time I say a number in this video, just assume it's in Canadian dollars. Okay, this is a figure that I bought actually in the Disney parks. I got it in Epcot February 2020, just a couple weeks before, you know what happened. So this pop is, like, it's special to me for nostalgic purposes. It reminds me of my trip in 2020, which was one of the best Disney trips in my entire trip-going career. It's the trip that prompted me to start this entire YouTube channel, and it's when I got to ride the Skyliner for the first time. I love seeing Disney ride vehicles immortalized as pops. This pop is no exception. One of the most special things about the Disney Skyliners are the different skins that they put, representing different characters and different rides. So of course on the one side we have Chip and Dale, on the back we have Mickey and Minnie, and then on the other side we have Pluto. And there are a lot of things that I love about this figure, and some things that I wish they had done differently. I mean, obviously the best things about this figure are the Skyliner, because it's the Skyliner, it's amazing, but I love the Mickey Mouse pop itself, because this is a Mickey Mouse pop that's reflective of the animation style that they've moved towards in the past few years with the Mickey Mouse shorts, but specifically if we're talking about the parks, with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So we have the classic Mickey Mouse shorts, but then his face is actually that classic white, and then his eyes have that older style animation look to them with like the slit on the sides. My big problem is that he is bolted down to the base of this figure. Like, I would just love to have this Mickey available as a standalone pop. There are some other pop ride vehicles, specifically older ones, where you can take the pop out of the vehicle and then just have it by itself. I wish they had done that with Mickey, because then I would have this really cool Mickey Mouse pop, but it would also mean that I could have different characters riding the Skyliner. But as it stands, the figure is what it is. It got crushed in my suitcase on the way back, so there's a little bit of box damage, but that's hardly the worst thing that happened in 2020. Okay, moving on. Number 8. Ghostly Constance Hatchaway from Disney's Haunted Mansion, and might I just say, this is a hauntingly beautiful figure, pun intended. I love the design that they went with for all of the Haunted Mansion ghosts, and I think it comes to life especially well. Comes to life, that wasn't even on purpose. I think it comes to life especially well with Constance Hatchaway. There's this beautiful, smoky, translucent quality to all of the Haunted Mansion pops. Just because Constance has the veil, that's elevated like tenfold. Plus, I love the expression on her face, the ominous look in her eyes, and she's holding an axe. Classic Constance Hatchaway. So this Constance Hatchaway pop is currently trending at $76, which, absolutely worth it. But really, Constance? Out of all the Haunted Mansion ghosts, I would have put my money on the Disney Parks exclusive Madame Leota, like the glowing Madame Leota, being the one that was worth the most in the collection, but it's Constance Hatchaway. Well, I mean, it's Constance Hatchaway in the context of the ghosts that I have. Like the older figures, like the Hatbox Ghost and the Hitchhiking Ghosts, those are worth like in the triple and quadruple digits. But of the ghosts that have been released in the last few years, yeah, Constance Hatchaway, $76. Who'd have thought? Now, I didn't pay retail value for Constance. I did buy her off of someone from Facebook Marketplace, but at the time, I think I paid around $25 to $30 for her, so she's already more than doubled in value. Number 7. Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather from Disney's Sleeping Beauty. It's a 3-pack of the fairies from Sleeping Beauty. The moment I saw this set, I knew I had to have them in the collection because these are the types of characters that I love seeing immortalized through Funko Pops. Sleeping Beauty is absolutely one of the most commercially viable Disney films, but they're always shoving Maleficent and Princess Aurora down our face, and these 3 fairies are the emotional core of that movie, and they hardly ever get recognition in terms of merchandise. So seeing them as Funko Pops, long overdue acknowledgement of 3 of the best Disney characters of all time. I said it, there it is. The intricacy of these figures is second to none. Everything from their wands to their capes to the details in their dresses, and even just the expressions. This to me is an absolute monumental feat of Funko design. I mean, Funko doesn't have that much to work with to express character, but I think the beauty of these figures is very much in the eyebrows and a little bit in the sculpts for the mouth. When you look at Flora versus Fauna versus Merryweather, you absolutely see their individual personalities and their unique attitudes. I'm not sure what it is, but I do think it comes down to the design of the eyebrows, so Funko, masterful design. This set is currently trending at $76 on the Funko app. It was a 2020 convention exclusive that I believe was shared with Amazon, and when I say believe was shared with Amazon, I mean I'm almost positive it was shared with Amazon because I bought it off of Amazon. And here's the kicker. I bought it off of Amazon at 50% off. So I paid somewhere around like $20 to $25 for it, which to me means that people weren't wanting this beautiful set, so they had to put it on sale. And now, $76 value. Take that, Disney fans who don't appreciate the three fairies from Sleeping Beauty. Number 6, another convention exclusive shared with Amazon, Billy and Tommy from WandaVision. Now, if you watched my video maybe 2-ish weeks ago, I spoke all about the trials and tribulations of trying to get the WandaVision Halloween set. Now, Billy and Tommy weren't easy to get, but they also weren't impossible. They were shared with Amazon as convention exclusives, so it was really just a matter of logging on to Amazon the day that they released, placing the order, and then getting the order, as opposed to Pietro, which had months of speculation, no confirmed release date, and then eventually, when it was released on the Funko site the first time, it was sold out within like minutes, if not seconds. And then the value of Pietro went all the way up, and then they did a second release, and then it plummeted all the way down. And yeah, like the thing was, if you wanted Billy and Tommy, it wasn't that tough to get Billy and Tommy. Whereas if you wanted Pietro, it was not easy to get Pietro. And now here we are, a year later. Pietro's value is next to nothing on the Funko app. Billy and Tommy, almost at $100. Their current trending value is $89. I paid retail for them, plus I love the characters. This is pretty satisfying. Unlike the fact that I have 4 Pietros now. Okay, now we are moving into our top 5, and all of these figures are worth over $100. Here we go. Coming in at number 5, my favorite Imagination Dragon and yours, it's Figment from Epcot's 35th anniversary. Figment is a Disney Parks exclusive. Probably largely because nobody outside of those who go to the Disney parks would know about or care about Figment, but if you know, you know, and if you know, you care. As a Disney Parks fan, specifically as an Epcot fan, Figment is one of my favorite Disney characters. Now this is again another figure that I didn't buy at retail value. I did get him off of Facebook Marketplace. At the time, I bought him for $40. He is currently trending at $102. I want to say it surprises me, but it really doesn't. It's kind of the same thing that I was saying about the Haunted Mansion figures. You know, when you're a Disney Parks fan, you don't get a ton of merchandise, like mainstream merchandise reflecting your favorite characters and your favorite rides, outside of things that you might be able to find in the parks. So to see a character like Figment getting a Funko Pop, it warms my little imaginative soul. Number 4, Marty McFly with the DeLorean, aka the Time Machine. And I think you can just tell from looking at this figure that this is an older Funko product. I had to do some research, but he's from 2014. He is a vaulted figure. Just looking at Marty alone, you can really see how Funko has evolved their design for the Funko Pop figures over the past 7 to 8 years. Because all that personality and all that character that we've seen in some of these other more recent figures, that's not here with Marty. This is just kind of a blank slate figure. It's like he just took a generic Funko doll and dressed it up as Marty McFly and said, there's Marty McFly. But I do think that's the beauty of these older figures. And I mean, who are we kidding? The main attraction here is the DeLorean. I love all the detail in the machinery and the license plate that says out of time. But going back to what I said about what I wanted to see from the Mickey Skyliner figure, the beautiful thing with this set is that Marty is removable. So yes, I have a detachable Marty McFly Funko Pop, but it also means that I can make any character I want go back in time in the DeLorean. Time-traveling Figment? Why not? Time-traveling David Rose? Sure. Time-traveling Constance Hatchaway? There you're playing with fire, but we can still make it happen. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Obviously, this is a much older figure. Like I said, it's from 2014. It's before I officially started collecting. Honestly, what happened was I was in Shoppers Drug Mart one night. My Shoppers Drug Mart used to have an incredible Funko Pop selection. I was in Shoppers Drug Mart one night just buying a case of Diet Coke. Then I saw this. And I thought I need to have it because Back to the Future is one of my favorite films of all time. And it's the most pure Funko Pop collector experience. You see a figure that's representing a film or a franchise that you love, that you don't see merchandise for very often, you have to buy it. Which I did. At the time, he sent me back about $40, which was the retail price because it is a Pop Ride figure. Today, his value is $191. He has almost tripled? 5 times the value. He's worth almost 5 times what I paid for him. I mean, admittedly, I probably couldn't get that for this specific figure because the box is pretty badly beaten up, which is just a byproduct of me not knowing any better as a young Matt of 2014. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to sell him. It's Marty McFly in the DeLorean. This is getting buried with me. Number three. Number three, I don't actually have physically with me, but I do still own it. It is still mine. It is still in my collection. It's just not here. The pop we are speaking of is the flying monkey from The Wizard of Oz. This is the thing, friends. As you know, Wizard of Oz is my all-time favorite film. Funko Pops, over the past few years, have become my all-time favorite thing. Much like the DeLorean from Back to the Future, I bought this winged monkey solely because I'm a fan of The Wizard of Oz. I distinctly remember standing in HMV in 2013 and seeing the entire Wizard of Oz collection right there in front of me, probably like $10, $12 per pop, and thinking, I only need the flying monkey, I don't need all the characters, and now here we are, 2022, and the Wizard of Oz collection is one of the hardest and most expensive sets to complete, and it was there, within reach of me, and now I just have the flying monkey. Well, not just. I love the flying monkeys. The reason I don't have the pop with me is because it's with my Wizard of Oz collection over at my mom's place, but it's a pop that means a lot to me because it's the very first Funko Pop I ever bought. And again, much like the DeLorean, the only reason I got it was because it was reflective of a film that means a lot to me. So that pop remains one of my absolute favorites in the collection. I can't remember how much I paid for him originally. It was probably somewhere between $12 to $15. Today, the flying monkey is trending at $210, which is 14 triplets. I don't know what the word is for 14 times, but that's like 14 to 15 times what I paid for it. Whew. Whew. Number two, another convention exclusive, Kevin with the Up House. Kevin with the Up House, it's a Pop Town set, but it's so much more than that. This has to be one of the most gorgeous and unique sets that Funko has ever put out. Just the sheer size and scope of this house is amazing, and the intricacy and the detail on the house, like, it is gorgeous. Everything from the colors to the details of the shingles to like the wooden slats making up the deck, the number on the house. I adore it. I've always been kind of weirded out that the balloons are so much bigger in proportion than the actual house. I don't know if it's meant to be seen, like, if it's a forced perspective situation, like am I only supposed to look at it from above? That's the only thing that's kind of bothered me about this set, but I don't care because it is beautiful. I might be wrong here, but I believe this set is the only set that includes Kevin the Bird as a Funko Pop. Now, I did pay a little bit more than retail for this one. I bought it from a neighbor of my mom's, actually, who was selling off her Funko collection, and it was $80, which at the time felt to me like it was a little bit steep, but now it's trending value on the Funko app, $229. Okay, there's no way for me to display this without like rudely blocking the other pops, so I'm just gonna let Kevin with House rudely block the other pops. Moving on. The number one most valuable Funko Pop in my entire collection is one that you have seen on screen in all of my videos for the past year and a half. There's a lot of pops to contend with. Hold on. Yeah. Come on. Come on. There, good kitty. It's the Cheshire Cat at the Mad Tea Party. You know, people ask me, Matt, what's your favorite Funko Pop? And I always say it's impossible to pick. It's like picking children, but this is the one that I always come back to. This pop means so much to me because I like to say it's all of my favorite things emulated in one figure. Disney, cats, Funko Pops, and teacups. Now, I do still have the box in case you want to see it. There it is. The reason he is so valuable is because he is a limited edition, one of 2,000. He was a Wondercon exclusive, and he was released early 2020. And this was one of the situations that I think affected how Funko does its limited edition releases now, because he had a set date for when he was going to drop, and within seconds of being released, all the bots bought him up, and it was very difficult for actual collectors to get their paws on this figure. I remember going onto eBay just a couple hours after he sold out on the Funko website, and he was being listed for maybe $100, and at the time I thought, that's a little bit too much. Let's give it a day or two. The value will probably go down. I'll spend like 60, 70 bucks on him, but nope. The prices just kept going up and up and up, and it hit a point where I thought to myself, Matt, how badly do you want this cat in a teacup? And the answer was, badly. I need this cat in a teacup pretty badly. So I ended up signing up to drive for Skip the Dishes just so I could save the money to buy this cat in a teacup. And I did. I ended up getting him on eBay for just over $200, which was like 3.5, 4 days of driving around, delivering food in an unair-conditioned car in the middle of summer. But 100% was it worth it? Just because this is a pop that represents me. So I had to have him. Not to mention the fact that he's now the most valuable Funko Pop in my entire collection. So, from that perspective, it was a worthy investment. His current trending value on the Funko app, $548, which is just over double what I paid for him. And in the past, I have seen his value jump up as high as $700. I don't know who would actually pay that, but I guess they're people like me. Cat people. Anyway, there you have it, friends. The top 10 most valuable Funko Pops in my collection. This was such a fun video to do. It was so much fun to just, walk down memory lane and recall why I've collected Funko Pops over the years. And it was fascinating to see that for the most part, the most valuable Pops in my collection were the ones that I bought either at retail value or slightly above retail value, solely because they were characters that reflected the movies and the franchises that mean the most to me. And I think that's reflected in their value going up because it just goes to show, as Funko says, that everyone is a fan of something. And with that, friends, this concludes yet another episode of Teacup 41. First, I want to extend a thank you to Tristan, aka Top Pops, for inspiring me to do this video, which is my nice way of saying, I stole your idea, please don't sue me. But seriously, friends, if you haven't checked out Tristan's original video or even his channel, go right now, do yourself a favor and subscribe to Top Pops. It's pretty much daily Funko content, which is so satisfying to anyone who collects Funkos. It's a great channel, so once again, his channel is called Top Pops. Go, subscribe, you won't regret it. But now let me know in the comment section down below, which of these Pops that I showed off today was your favorite? And if you're a Funko Pop collector, I'm curious, what is the most valuable Pop in your collection? And if you want to be the first to know when I release more videos about Disney, Funko, Shakespeare, sometimes movies, sometimes cats, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed already, it is so easy. All you have to do is click on my face. Thanks for joining me again today, everyone. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and that's the tea cup for 1. Go away.